Hey everyone, welcome to the GameGravy Rewind podcast. This is episode 71, and today I have Dante and Chris with me.
What's going on, guys? It's been a week. It's been a long time. It's been a couple weeks actually.
Hey guys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Happy Horizon Nintendo Switch Zelda week.
Yes, it's going to be a crazy game-filled week. That's for sure.
Actually, this is the start, of like November or like holiday time in March. Is like freaking crazy because you got Horizon, Zelda, you got Switch, you got Ghost Recon Wildlands, you got Mass Effect coming in later in a month.
It's Christmas.
Crazy. Yeah, exactly.
And like Injustice, like 6 weeks after that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So one cool thing that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to give a shout out to our friends over at NintendoFever.com, Anthony Rhino and also Matt. We're going to be adopting one of their segments into every podcast episode, which is cool, and we'll see how you guys like it. It's called the Game Club, where we all play the same game, and we talk about our progress each podcast for a month. And at the end of the month, we have our listeners vote for what next game they want us to play, and we'll play that and talk about that in each segment. I mean, a podcast will be unique, but we'll have that as a small segment. And guess what this month's is? Starting tomorrow or today, it's March. It's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Ooh, I know, right? And I got people giving me flack online because they said I got it early, but I literally went to GameStop and I picked it up. They gave it to me at 9 p.m. It was technically their midnight, so it wasn't early, right?
They were, they got permission from the developer to sell it early. They got permission from Sony, pretty much.
I was wondering, because people were going crazy and trying to, like, they were watching the Twitch stream, and they were tweeting at me, they're like, "Lucky, you got it early." And I'm like, I did? And it comes out, so I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's incredibly convenient. I think that's a great service for you guys. I had done mine not at GameStop, so I had to pick mine up later on today, but that's a great service.
Yeah, sometimes when dealing with the devil, you do get rewarded.
Yes, this is true, because the devil I believe is going slowly out of business, but
yes.
It's okay.
Yes, this is true. So, who wants to start on their gaming adventure of Zero Dawn? Let's start with the Game Club.
Chris, I think you played the most. You may go ahead.
Okay, well, first right out of the gate. Honestly, this game's amazing. Graphically, it really is amazing. It holds at 30 frames per second. I know that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but for like tech people, it means something. It holds very well at 30 frames per second, and I do not play it on a 4K TV, and I don't have a PS4 Pro. I've heard a lot of positive things on the Pro, and as far as playing it in a 4K TV.
Yeah, I have an HDR TV, and it's amazing. I was surprised. I'm looking at it going, holy crap, this is gorgeous. This is like watching a movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, Guerrilla really has made like a new franchise for the Sony, and this is definitely it. I mean, Nathan Drake hung up his whatever belt you could say, or whatever, last year, and this is the start of a new franchise, and I am glad they got off on a right foot. And I'm glad that actually they gave review copies out early, like 2-3 weeks in advance, so that other game journalists can get a chance to play it and review it.
Mm-hmm.
And because they knew that it was good, they had a good game.
Yeah.
So they
were not scared.
Yeah, they weren't scared about it at all. So they got ahead of the fact of the Switch and the Zelda coming out later this week. So which I thought was a good thing. So I honestly, and I'm probably maybe an hour into the story, but honestly, all I've been doing is been hunting different creatures and collecting resources, pretty much. I've been trying to get to the point where I can have all my resources full, and then I can be like, okay, well, I can use this for this, or I can make this now and whatnot, and then I can just progress through the story that way. But I'm in no rush to finish this game whatsoever. Yeah. This game, I can feel like if I really wanted to, I can try to platinum. So
yeah, it's for me, it's really fun. I liked how you started off as a kid.
Yeah.
And they introduced the series. By the way, I have to say, there's a lot of cutscenes, and I dig that, though, because it tells it leads you into the story and submerses you into it. So I appreciated that. I'm about an hour and a half into the game and story as well, but I think we're all roughly around the same spot. I'm to the point where you start as a kid, you fall off, you're trying to find your way out of this cave area, and you're finding new technology. That stuff surprised me because I didn't realize that was going to be a factor of learning about the bygone era that disappeared and mankind's restarted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was an awesome way to perceive that and tell that story. But yeah, I'm a little into that. We're in the same area. We're hunting resources down, rescuing a few people. But it's gorgeous. There was one weird thing, and I don't know if you see this, Chris, but for me, I noticed this on my TV because I don't know if it's because it's 4K and it's huge, but I'm watching it, and as each character's talking, it looks like they have a light bulb in their mouth,
a little bit.
All of them, especially what's her name, Alloy. I keep saying Alloy, but yeah, it looks like it's spelled like Alloy, Alloy, but
Aloy, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, when they're talking, I'm looking at her mouth, because it's so hard to avoid it because it's just bright. Every time they're talking, I'm do they have a light bulb in their mouth? What's going on?
The graphics are almost too real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's too real. The lighting's great. I like that. It kind of feels like Tomb Raider, almost in the way where they have these campfires where you can quick save and stuff.
Yeah.
Mixed with Uncharted. I'm definitely having fun experiencing the game, and the controls are smooth. I was
smooth.
I was worried because I'm how are you gonna kill all these things with bows and arrows and robot dinosaurs, and this is not gonna be that. I was a little skeptical, but I'm excited to see how it is. And as I started playing, I'm dang, this is awesome. And you unlock different fighting techniques from 3 different column pillars. So you have your was it your accuracy pillar, right? And then you have stealth and stuff like that. Yeah, and then your middle one is critical. Yeah, force critical, where you're hitting with your spear or you're doing double critical damage. And then the third's your hunting gathering skills. I think I boosted it so I could lure. I used the lure one, so you could lure one creature in at a time. The other ones, I think, finding more resources and stuff like that. But I find that's super cool that you could do that, because now I have slow down time. I have a sneak attack where you can sneak and take something down stealthily.
Right.
And then I have my lure. So I'm man, I'm equipped right now to hunt some robot dinosaurs.
Oh, I think that's pretty funny. Those are the exact same ones I bought.
Really? Okay.
Initially, yeah.
It's strategy, right? I'm trying to be strategic about this, and I'm having fun with it. That's funny. Good minds.
How far are you into it, Dante?
Yeah.
I'm about 2.5 hours into it, but like you guys, I'm just enjoying the world right now. I'm honest to God gobsmacked how good that game is so far. To echo what you guys said, the controls are pitch perfect. The animation's incredible. The voice work is great. The visuals are just vibrant, beautiful colors. The sun, the sun flares and stuff coming through the trees and things like that. It's just very artfully done, and I can't say enough good things about this game so far. We talked about it the last podcast, and we've talked about it a few other times in our other podcasts about games that take their time and delay. Yeah, we get pissy pants about it, and have our little hissy fit and don't want to wait for the game. But when it comes out and it's this good, I mean,
relish it.
How could you possibly be upset about the extra 5-6 months we waited to play this game?
Worth it to me.
It was supposed to come out October, November, and then they pushed it back to the end of the end of February. So you had a 4-month delay, and it looks like every millisecond that it was delayed was worth it.
Yeah. I agree.
It's we're none of us are very far into the story, but it seems compelling enough that I actually want to know how it all goes down. I want to know you know,
Yeah.
where her character goes, and just that very beginning of putting on that sensor that gives you
The ability.
the ability to sense things and
Oh yeah, like
look
we
at
didn't. It
look at
scans the
their
environment.
yeah, that lets you scan the environment and see the vulnerable points of your enemies is awesome. But just that effect is really cool, and
Oh yeah.
the small voicemails that they leave is very similar to BioShock, or it actually reminded me a ton of the movie Serenity, in
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
the
I
like
can see that.
the lady leaves the video message, and then the crew finds out all that stuff. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of. So
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they touch more on the world that fell apart before, you know,
Oh, I'm
some
sure
sort
they
of
will.
collapse. I hope they do, because that technology is super cool. I love that you can also map out the paths of the animals too, or the dinosaurs,
Yeah.
the robots, so you can see where they're heading and where they're going, and like you're immersing yourself like into the past, but like you're in the future as well. So it's crazy.
I don't. Did you guys go on a media blackout for this game at all?
Yeah, I did. Like
I
I didn't read anything. I didn't read any spoilers for it. I
Well,
tried to stay away from all that.
I
Chris probably
not,
didn't. He probably read everything.
no, not necessarily. I did not know. To be honest, I
because
never really
like
did.
for me,
Did you, Dante?
yeah, for me the last thing I saw was the last E3 videos that they put out, and
Yeah.
and I mean they showed this game like 3 E3s in a row.
Yeah.
So
I was there in person watching them and going, wow, this game's pretty cool, but like show
Yeah.
us something more. Let's see more.
and I went on a media blackout for it, and I actually showed my fiance, because she was asking me what was going on this week, and I said my one of my nerd games is coming out on Tuesday, and then my other nerd game is coming out on Friday, and she said, "Oh, is that one Zelda?" And I said, "Yeah." And then the other one is this game called Horizon. You play as this girl named Aloy, and you fight in the future against robot dinosaurs. And she just gave me a look, like, not, like
She's
I'm
like,
not
are you
making.
kidding me?
Yeah. She just gave me a look. I'm like, nah, I'm serious. That's what we're doing. And I showed her one of the videos. She's like, actually, looks really cool.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah,
it
and then
is.
called me a nerd.
Yeah.
Of course.
As she rightfully should. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep up to date on that. Hopefully, I'm gonna dive back into the story more instead of running around collecting
Yeah.
stuff, because it's addicting to do. Do you guys know from playing longer? Do your bags actually fill up? Like, will it tell you what happens? Like,
The farthest up, well, I've gotten to the point where all of my modifications were full. As much as I could carry could fill.
but so
then
what do
it
you
was
do?
like
Do you
double.
use them?
Yeah,
Well,
so it's
It was
Go ahead,
ended up
Chris.
being more doubles than anything of the modifications that I had, so I ended up just dropping them. But I used them on my bow, and I used them on the one trap gun. I forgot what it's called.
I haven't
What
picked
it's
that
called.
up yet, but I know you're
I
talking about.
actually just ended up buying that from one of the auction, not the auction people, but like the one of the guy who was selling stuff.
Yeah.
I ended up just buying it from him.
Why
Instead
are
of,
we outcasts? I want to know.
the one thing that a couple of suggestions for anybody that's listening to this hasn't played it yet. I would definitely upgrade the satchels that you have so you can carry more stuff, because it's got a lot of Far Cry to it, where
Yeah.
you craft your ammo holders and your weapon holders and all that stuff,
your
so you can
ammo.
carry more things.
You make it, bro. You make arrows.
Yeah, so it's got like the Tomb Raider vibe and that Far Cry vibe, where you can craft and upgrade your materials on your own, just through that, just
is
through
it
finding
easy?
resources in the wild.
Is it easy to upgrade the bags, or do you have to pay for it, or do you have
No,
to like
no,
level
yeah.
up to do it?
Just resources.
Yeah,
Like,
resources, collecting resources,
Oh, okay.
hunting and killing animals, and not only that, but then the robot dinosaurs.
Sweet. All right.
And then
Yeah, just
let's not
gives you an
get-
excuse to use that awesome combat engine some more.
Yeah, exactly. And for people who are listening who have not tried it yet or anything like that, and if you were overwhelmed by the things that there were in The Witcher 3, like I was, and like I remember turning on that game. I was like, there is so much to freaking do. There's question mark after question mark after question mark. Here is not that bad. It's not that bad, honestly. You can select the quest you want to go on. You do it real quick, and then you may get sidetracked and be like, oh, there's a pack of robot dinosaurs over here that I want to take care of, or I want to harvest from, or whatever. Then you go and kill them and whatever, and then you continue on with whatever you're doing. But this game will easily get you sidetracked like any Far Cry game. As far as
I
Far
agree.
Cry 3 on the up, you will get easily distracted.
I think that's
In
a
a
really
fun
good
way.
point. I think that's a really good point by you, Chris, that it's dense without being overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my worry at first too, because I know someone was telling me at the store when I was talking to him, like, this world is so expansive and huge, very, very huge, and I'm like, oh, great, it's probably gonna feel like there's gonna be too much to do. I'm gonna get stressed out, but it hasn't felt like that yet for me either, and I have that issue as well, where if I feel like I'm getting stressed from playing a game, I stop playing it. Because I play games to have fun, not feel like I have a ton of work to do. You know, I want to experience the story and still have fun and stuff, not feel like I'm clocking in and clocking out. But yeah. So do we want to move on to the next topic, or do you guys have anything else to add to the Horizon Zero Dawn Game Club segment?
All I gotta say is go play it.
Yeah, if you're on the fence about it and you're like, I'm gonna wait for more reviews, or there's just too much to play right now, it's definitely worth checking out. I was totally not going to buy it. I know the reviews have been really good, and I don't know, I got it anyways, and I'm really happy I did, because the reviews are just through the roof. So.
I remember you being on the fence about it a couple of weeks ago when me and Chris were excited.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, because I wasn't too
up.
excited about, like, I think I started watching more trailers and reading a little bit more about it without getting spoilers, and you know, I saw it at E3, and I'm like, whatever. You know, and then as we got closer to it, I started to read a little bit more info in the reviews, and I'm like, I didn't realize it had these facets and these facets to it too. So I thought it was going to be way more shallow than it actually is, and so I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm glad I picked it up.
Yes.
Yeah, my only final thought to add is that Sony struck gold with this, and
yeah,
they have another, like Chris said, to echo something else Chris said, they have a bona fide hit franchise on their hands with this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sony is just heading out to park this month. Well, as far as February goes, you got Horizon. The Neo was like a couple weeks earlier. This is awesome.
All right, guys. So speaking of that, that's a great segue, Chris. So Sony was hitting it out of the park, right? So Microsoft announced some news today.
What did they announce?
They announced that there's going to be the Xbox Game Pass. So like it's unlimited access to 100 plus games, and it's a subscription-based service. That's like what? It's $9.99 a month, and you get access. And from what I understand, is it's not a streaming service. It's not a game streaming service. You can actually download the whole game. And if you want to keep the game, like let's say you're going to keep subscribing, you can purchase DLCs for it and make it your own and like still use it. I know there's tons of mixed thoughts on that, but overall, that's a huge thing for Microsoft. That's a very, very huge thing. Sony has their streaming service, but like I said, that you're tied to bandwidth. You're getting your games.
Yeah, but you still need to be like connected to the internet in order for you to play the games.
Well, yeah, of course, but you know what I mean. It's different than streaming the whole game itself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like you're downloading all the data files and then you're playing it online. You're not trying to like play it online and at the same time simultaneously stream all the data and artwork and everything you need. So you'll have more of an enjoyable experience. And there's no limits. You can have a 2 terabyte drive or 4 or 6 or whatever, because you know external drives are already available. You can totally go crazy. I think that's cool. The one thing that does limit it, I believe, is that you're not getting brand new games. You're getting games that are at least 5 months or 6 months old. I mean, eventually you'll get the new games when they're older, but you're not gonna get day one releases.
No. But
so
let's
talk like
Xbox exclusive out there right now, because besides Halo Wars 2, that's pretty much it.
Well,
you're not getting.
Oh yeah. By the way, I have to add, it's for all publishers and all developers. It's not just Microsoft. So you know, you're getting access to like tons of style. What, like 2K, 505, Bandai, Namco, Capcom, Codemasters, Deep Silver, Focus Home, Sega. Do I need to go on? Warner Brothers. I mean, tons of people. Sega. I think I said that
Wait,
already.
wait, wait.
THQ.
Do we know which 2K we're talking about here? Because if we're talking about last year's 2K, or I mean, like not 2K16, because I thought I saw 2K16 on that.
2K as the publisher. You know.
Mm-hmm. I
So
know, but
2K
like,
Games.
oh yeah, 2K16. Okay.
Yeah. So NBA 2K16 would be on the list. I'm sure
That's crazy.
2K17 will be on the list eventually as well. But yeah, so you get access to bunch of third party stuff too. But I'll digress and let you guys jump in. What do you think?
Um, Dante, you want to go first?
Yeah, no, I really think this is a good service for them to have for people that are maybe gaming on a budget, or have somebody that's a little younger, or want to have a little bit of breadth or variety, or somebody that's a little more casual that doesn't buy a lot of games but wants to try out a bunch of stuff. I think this is a really nice service to have, and some of the games are backwards compatible. You'll have some 360 games on there as
I
well.
forgot to mention that. Sorry. Yeah.
So, you know, if you have for $10 a month, you get to play these games, and you get to beat them. They're going to have different games on and off the service, similar to Netflix. So it's not something that I'm going to use, but I think this is a nice service to have for people that are either on a budget or a younger gamer that doesn't have a lot of money to spend on games, but has, $10 a month. You get access to all these games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm in the bandwagon of. I think it's a good idea and makes it's definitely something that Microsoft makes them stand out, right? But I do feel like it's for a specific person. I feel like it's for somebody that is like you mentioned, casual, or I don't know, they just want to play a bunch of games, like a variety of games, without like maybe
Right.
committing to beating them. They're like come and go players, like pick up and go players or something like that. For me, I personally will not be partaking in it. I'm on a strict budget.
Right.
I'm still trying to pay back my student loans. I don't want to fork out $10 a month. I'm weird though. I'm weird. I cancel things I don't need. Like if there's nothing good on Netflix, I cancel it. And when I hear about a new show or read about something crazy or something being refreshed on it, I'll resubscribe to it. Same thing with like Hulu or HBO Go and stuff like that. I don't just keep those things active and have it ding my bank account every month. You know what I mean? Like if there's crap on television, I'll cut my cable for a while because I'll go see sports games in person or at the bar or at my friend's house. So it's like I'm a unique person like that because I'm becoming cheap so I can pay back those loans quicker. But if I want to buy a game, I'll buy a game and I'll play it for a long time and I'll play it for a while. So for me, it might be cool. Like I might do it for like 1 month if there's like a bunch of games I just want to play for a little bit and don't want to actually buy. That'd be cool. And then I'd cancel it. You know what I mean? And that's if I'm like bored that month. But I wouldn't keep it as an ongoing subscription, buy DLCs for games, because I feel like that's like ensnaring you and like making you commit to a $10 a month commitment. And while that's not much, it adds up after a full year or
This is
more.
true.
And
I do like that they
don't have
give
that
you
many
the
games.
opportunity to purchase the game afterwards.
Yeah.
That's at a discount too. So
Yes.
that's a nice service. Again, this isn't something I'm going to use, and I don't think a lot of the people that are on our Facebook and stuff, the Facebook group, I don't think they'll use it either. But
I think Anthony will because he was really stoked about it. He's very like, but he likes to buy Nintendo games. Like he has different gaming priorities than maybe I do. Like I like to buy good games in general, regardless of whether they're platform, and I want to own them physically. If it's a digital game and I don't care about it, then I'll buy it digital. Or if it's something that I just want to see what it's like, maybe I would do that just to test like 10 games that I'm like, I'm never gonna buy that game, but let's see what it's like. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. To go with Anthony's thinking process here. Anthony has about as big of a backlog games as much as we do.
Yeah.
And for him to be like,
Not more.
yeah, I want the service. That sounds a little ridiculous. Paying $10 a month for games that you probably won't all play. For me, I'm thinking this is more of a service or a guy who, when I used to work at GameStop, I would play every freaking game that there is known to man. I will blow through them like nobody's business. I remember one time when I played Kane and Lynch 2, and I beat that in 2 hours. I can see myself if I wasn't like working full time as I am now and dealing with all the things in my personal life. If I wasn't like that, and I would pay for the service, I would blow through these games like nobody's business. And in fact, that I would actually benefit more from it than anything else. I think that's what this is mainly for, and for the people who couldn't really buy games that much, or like Dante said, who were living on a budget. And
I think it's not even necessarily for all those people too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not. But like you have to think of the fact that like maybe these people are living on a budget and they only buy like 5 games a year. So you gotta think of it like that, and you pay like $10 a month, or $10 for a month, or every other month, or something like that. They'll get access to all these games. They'll play them, and they'll be happy with their system. This is this is a way for Microsoft to be relevant again, and this is a good job. This is a good.
I also think it's for people who are perpetual traders. Like, and I don't mean like traitors, I mean like traders, like people that trade in games constantly. Like they'll pay $60 for a game and then like play it, either not like it or beat it in like a day or two and then trade it in.
Ryan Raymond.
People that are, Ryan and maybe Eddie.
Oh, I'll do that. I absolutely do that.
You've done it before. I was gonna say, Dante, you've done that quite a bit too.
Yeah, that's how I paid for Horizon. I mean, I beat Final Fantasy. I'm never gonna play that game ever again. I got $39 for trading it in.
So for certain people that are like that don't want the brand new game, that might want like just a different game that's been out for a while, that might be a good service for them. You know what I mean? So it's just a different variety of gamer, I feel like. And like maybe if I canceled one of my services, I would get it. But overall, though, from a business perspective, it's smart because Microsoft is sticking their hand in everyone's pocket and grabbing on tight and having them not let go. You know what I mean? Like, they want your money.
They probably see how well EA Access is done too.
Exactly.
And that's digital. Obviously, it's cheaper. EA Access is $30 for an entire year, as opposed to $10 a month for Microsoft's. But
they're also looking at Hulu and Netflix, and people just leave that open. Like, people use it like cable, so people leave that on their account. And they're not everybody's like me and like cancels it if there's nothing good on. They'll just literally keep it on their account open and have this charge every month. And Microsoft wants you to do that too. They want you to open it, use their services, but also just keep it in the background so that you become a part of their ecosystem.
And this also eliminates GameFly.
It does, because you don't need to rent games. You get it immediately. You can download it right away. I would do that. Like that's the thing. I wouldn't use GameFly if I was like, you know what? Forget Netflix this month. I'll get Xbox Game Pass. So instead of paying $10 on Netflix, I'm paying $10 for Game Pass. And at the end of the month, if I didn't want it, cancel it and do something else. You know what I mean? Like, or just play the games that I own. In my mind, it's hard to justify because I spent so much money on other games that I still haven't beaten and that I want to due to our game logs, that I feel like it would just stress me out knowing that I have an unlimited library that I can play and I have games that I've already owned and purchased. You know what I mean? It's just sitting charging
every month you have another 100 games in your backlog.
Exactly. and that it's charging me to not play them because I'm playing other game. You know what I mean? Yep. So I don't know. It stresses me out to think about personally, but I'm weird. So there we go.
Don't call yourself weird.
No, I mean I think it's weird in a good way. So, but let's see here.
Are you done with that topic?
Yes, we're going on to the next topic.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the Switch stuff or the trophy stuff?
I want to ask you guys what you guys are buying on Friday.
Oh,
because you guys are both buying it on Friday.
Yeah.
So what are you guys getting?
I'm getting the Switch console system, an extra controller, like
the Joy-Cons or the Pro?
The Joy-Cons.
Okay.
And then Zelda and Bomberman.
Okay.
And maybe a case if they have one.
I'm just honestly getting the Switch and Zelda because that's all that really matters to me right now.
Yeah. What about you, Dante? Oh, you're not doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm picking up Zelda at midnight, more than likely. As long as they're gonna sell it for Wii U
Traitor. I'm just
at
kidding.
midnight, I'll buy it.
I would laugh so hard if you get there, you're in line, you're waiting, and then they're like, "Here, I pre-ordered, Zelda for the Wii." They're like, "That's not gonna be out till next month. We have the Switch one right here."
You're like, "Get out of here, you commoner! You can wait until tomorrow."
And then they're just gonna scream, "Hey, everybody! This guy wants it for Wii U."
Yeah. I'll be standing there like, there are dozens of us, dozens.
Everybody's just like shunning you. I honestly hope that you're able to get it, Dante, for your Wii U.
Yeah, no, I'll be fine. I pre-ordered it and it's all set.
Sweet.
It's all set.
Speaking of Switch, that's perfect segue. Let's go into our polls that we launched. So on GameGravy Twitter, and then on my Get a Mic On Twitter, my personal Twitter, I put down polls because it was a huge topic like a week ago or so of, are you mad that the Switch isn't going to be launching with the Virtual Console? And I got different results in different places, and I think it's because of the demographics to who looks at my general video game stuff on my Twitter and then GameGravy specific readers and listeners. So I'm going to start with GameGravy, right? 67% of people, I mean, this was a quick poll, it didn't last too long, so I think this is out of like 21 people really quick, that came in. 67% said yes, they are mad that the Switch is not launching with Virtual Console. 29% said nope, they are not. And then 4% said, what's VC? Like not really caring. On my Twitter, my polls were like skewed a bit. Like, I think because I have more Nintendo fans that follow me on mine. So 30% said yes, they're mad. 35% said no, and the third one kind of is just like no as well, because I did a fun one. I put, I have Zelda, who cares? And that was 35%. So pretty much, 70% of people, if you add that up, said no, they don't care. That on my Twitter, and 70% of people on GameGravy said yes, they do care. So I like to think huge Nintendo fans don't care, and people that are in between, or like a mixture of fans, they cared. What do you guys think? What did you care? Did you guys care or not care?
I
mean, the topic's almost like gone now at this point, but do you do care?
Yeah, I do care, because the fact, like, if I'm buying this system only for freaking Zelda, and I have no interest in 1-2 Switch or Bomberman or anything else like that, and I'm like, say Mario, old school Mario on the go. Just give me freaking Mario. I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's brand new. I don't care if it's the one that's coming out in November. Like, you're releasing a console, and you don't
a Nintendo console.
Brand new console. You don't have Virtual Console on it. You don't have Netflix. You don't have new Hulu. This is the most, I'm sorry to say this word, but this is the most half-assed console release I've ever seen in my life.
You did a really good job censoring yourself, Chris.
Yeah. No, I know he did. No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, the CEOs and people in charge of the launch of the Switch, they came out and said, we're doing something different. And I've said that before, and they're like, we're going to see how it goes. I think it was bad. I think it went bad. I mean, their loyal fans pre-ordered and bought it. But I think they're going to have an issue with round 2 if they don't impress people later. What about you, Dante? Even though you're not pre-ordering the Switch, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm waiting until probably sometime in the fall to purchase it. We talked about it on the Grievances podcast last week about why don't we know about this stuff, and that's why we didn't know, because it wasn't ready. A lot of the stuff for the system isn't ready, and they just waited until the last second to put that information out there. That seems like the old Nintendo thing to do, and I had hoped that they had learned their lesson. So to have a solid launch, but not just a solid launch, but to have a solid second wave of people and third wave of people buying this system, and doing things like that, I think you build up a little bit of bad will.
Yeah.
Even if by the time a lot of these people are buying it, you have to recover from things like that. So Microsoft had to deal with that with the Xbox One initial reveal. There was a lot of backlash with their initial reveal of Xbox One. By the time the system came out, a lot of the pretty much every issue that people had with that system were negated. but it had built up so much bad will and bad press that a lot of people didn't want to buy one anyway. And then they got rid of the Kinect, and people still didn't want to buy one because they were still upset about some things that Microsoft had unveiled at E3 a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, go ahead.
I as somebody that's not buying one yet, I had hoped for their sake that they would have a more hearty, gamer-friendly launch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was hoping for it. It's not coming. I mean, the Wii U launched not with it either. It came 4 or 5 months after the Wii U launch in like April.
Sure. That's exactly what I meant by hoping that they had learned from their mistakes.
Yeah, me too. I said that as well. Yeah, I hope that they learned, but no, they didn't. I mean, that's not derailing me from wanting the system and being super excited about Zelda and the Switch.
Yeah,
but
no, not at all.
You know, but I'm disappointed for sure.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was going to buy the Switch to play
BC
GameCube
just to buy
games. You know,
yeah,
I don't think anybody's going to buy that just like to play GameCube games on the go. But I think it's a nice. I think it would have been a great thing for gamers to have to bridge the gap between software. You know, like big games coming out like Mario Kart and Splatoon and Mario and things like that. A lot of those older games help you bridge the gap.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving people a reason to not want to play their 3DS anymore and carry around their Switch.
Right.
You know, because you can still go do all those virtual console things on the 3DS if you have one. So, anywho, I think we spent enough time on that, but it was fun. We just wanted to make sure we brought that to an end and, you know, followed up with everyone and let them know how the polls went. The one final topic, you know, because we're running out of time here, we're running 36 minutes, which is normally over. Chris, bring up what you read earlier about PlayStation. This is ridiculous.
Yes, the game NieR. I don't want to butcher this name.
NieR Automata?
NieR Automata. Yes, exactly. It released in Japan on February 23rd, and in the game, if you beat the game 3 times, and if you've not gotten all of the trophies for the game, you can buy the rest of the trophies with in-game cash. Now,
how much are we talking?
Well, I see a screenshot here. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know how well you would collect funds in the game, but like one screenshot here has 26. This person has $26,000. It looks like, and one trophy is 80,000, and 100,000, and another 100,000, 50,000.
Holy crap!
Like, would you if you really wanted that platinum trophy, would you spend hours upon hours collecting this in-game? Oh, let's say for instance, Zelda or Horizon.
No.
Had this in-game currency thing, and then like you were like probably maybe 2 or 3 trophies behind just from getting that one platinum trophy. Would you spend the extra hours collecting whatever you could collect to get that trophy and buying the
if it wasn't cash?
If it wasn't cash,
yes, because then you're earning it. But if it's like cash, no. I mean, I would almost be tempted for one game that I've dumped hundreds and hundreds of hours into, and that's a little glitchy, and it's like a super hard one, and it's the only one I need left to platinum it. I might consider it, but everything else, no, because it shows that you're a hardcore gamer and you're playing through everything, and you're getting those achievements, and you're earning them. If anybody can buy it, it doesn't mean crap.
But then there's such things called guides for the games, and there's other things called Twitch and YouTube where they can show you how to get that specific trophy or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need participation of other people.
Yeah.
Though. You know, like, for instance, in Destiny, one of the hardest ones to get is Flawless Raider, where everybody can't die the whole raid. And then you get the trophy. That's the one I'm stuck on right now. It's possible to do, and I play with some really good people, so if I hopped on with them, I'm sure I can get it eventually, but because they all have it. But I joined the group a little later. But it's kind of like, it's a hard thing, and you have to depend on other people to get that, so it's a hard one to get. So maybe some people would want it, but I still want to earn it.
Yeah.
Because I'm hardcore. But Dante's just sitting there burning $1 bills.
This is so asinine.
Right.
Like, just come on, man. Like, why?
Because money.
What is the
That's
point
what
of this? I don't
Right.
Okay, so even if isn't your time more valuable? Screw it, I don't care. Do what you want.
Right? No, yeah. Your time is more valuable, I guess.
Just as long as they're not charging real money to unlock trophies, c'est la vie.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think it's just a little ridiculous. Hopefully, it's not real cash.
No, it doesn't seem like it's to be real cash. And like, if it ever comes up to be real cash, oh, Sony will be like rich at that point. But then again,
Yeah.
they still won't do anything with the money because you can't change your names. So
And that's only in Japan, though, right now, right?
Still can't change our names.
Right, but you can buy trophies.
Yeah, I can buy that stupid Mayo game and get an instant platinum, but I can't
yeah,
change my
exactly.
name.
Spend like 5
Is
minutes
that
just
only
playing
in
the
Japan
game.
right now?
No, the NieR game. No, it actually comes
Yeah.
out in America on March 7th, and the UK on March 10th.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
ready to go with that.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me. I'll be playing that one. You know why. Anywho, I think that's it. We ran out of time for this podcast, but it was a fun one, that's for sure. There was lots to talk about.
Yeah. Next week, I'm looking forward to your guys' report on the Switch so far, and then
Yes.
Horizon too. So.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll keep on playing. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening in, and join us on Facebook at our GameGravy, and join in on the chat. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thanks for listening.